Hi guys. Yesterday I ended up changing the color in the kitchen and the dining area. Once that paint had dried that I previously did a few days ago, it turned out to be really, really blue, which we like blues, but not in the kitchen. It actually made this 500 square foot kitchen dining space feel like it was like 200 feet and that the walls were closing in on me. It was not a good color. Not a comfortable feeling at all to have such a large space feel so claustrophobic and so tight, which granted right now we have a bunch of totes in here, we have stuff moving around, we have so many moving pieces right now going on that everything kind of feels just sort of like a big old mess, is basically how it feels. But so I want to show you guys the color. It is a lot lighter of a gray, which was actually what I was going for, but it's really hard for me to pick out colors in the store because my eyesight does not work properly in different types of lighting. So it is very much a trial and error sort of a thing. But like on this wall here, because it's the north facing wall, so it doesn't get direct sunlight, it was extremely dark and shadowy and just not nice. How it looked on the other side of the wall, the south facing side over here, was exactly how it looks on the north facing side with this current color. So it's kind of interesting. And then there, I did not get that wall painted because I ran out of paint. I just finished out a gallon. I wasn't going to open a new gallon just to do a teeny tiny little piece of wall when later on today, or probably not tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm not sure what I'm going to do work-wise. If I'm just going to work on packing things up at the old house, if we're just going to live it up and have a good old time, or if we're going to come here and do some work. I'm really not sure. It's birthdays are very special for Tracy and I. I've always grown up with when it was your birthday, that it was your day, that you got to pick what you wanted to do, how the day went, and all that sort of thing. And that's something that Tracy and I have really kept going, that I started with our kids. And then now that it's just her and I, since we're empty nesters now, it's very, very much like whoever's birthday it is, they get spoiled. They pick every single thing for the day. So tomorrow's up to me. So I don't know if I'll come down here or if we'll just stay at the other house, or if we're just going to live it up at the other house, or what we're going to do. That's probably what we're going to do because my body is pretty tired. But anyways, I got the pantry painted. This will end up needing a second coat, which I'm going to try to slap on today just because it is to the point of the moving in process where we are moving canning jars and things like that nature. So I really need to get the pantry done. So the color that we chose, it actually came from Walmart. We were there on Saturday. We had to get new tires put on our SUV because them things were pretty much bald. So if there was any amount of snow on the ground, I was forced to essentially drive in four-wheel drive because I was just like squirreling all over the place. Just, but so yeah, Big Sheila's got new tires. Ting. We got a new paint color. This paint color is called Ghost Whisperer, which kind of funny. But so we got that. I got the walls in the kitchen and dining room painted. We did select, that's still the Ghost Whisperer. We did select to get a green color, that color that's on the front of the can there, that Farm Fresh. That is what we're planning on painting the kitchen cupboards that are in the front here. So I did take the doors off of the cupboards there and off of up there because they need extensive cleaning done on them, which in order for us to move in, that doesn't need done now. I'm probably just going to put those in the front barn to leave it, so then that way I have projects for when I'm laid up for surgery or after we move here or whatever. A lot of stuff right now is just basically getting stuff done and squared away and just shipped here, essentially, so then that way we can start living here. So doing the rest of the plumbing, that's not a Lindsay job, that's a Tracy job. We are having our contractor install the shower in the bathroom because neither of us enjoyed doing that process at the old house. And at the old house, we literally just pulled everything out and then replaced it with new. Here, we're moving the shower a little bit so that way there's more room for the toilet. We are doing everything with this renovation process to basically make it so that way, no matter what happens to us, whether either of us become wheelchaired or handicapped or anything of the sort like that, or need operations or anything, that the house is 100% handicap accessible. So then that way, there's never a reason for us to have to move. There's never going to be a reason, a need for us to be like, oh, well, we can't handle this anymore. We can't manage this. We can't manage that on our own. Basically, everything that we're doing as we're renovating is with an eye to the future of going, okay, mobility issues are going to potentially be a huge problem for me and or Tracy. So we're just going to make sure that everything is just squared away from the get-go, making doorways wider, which is, why we widen this hallway here, and a bunch of other things. So that concludes, well, I should probably end this more gently than just whoosh, but it is what it is. So that's about it for in terms of interior spaces. I did get the master bedroom primed. So that room is not going to be functional for probably several months. It'll probably be like at the end of summer that we get to move our bedroom into that room. So not a huge deal that I got it primed. I am going to use that paint since I bought a 5-gallon bucket of it that I had used in the kitchen dining area. I'm going to use that in the master bedroom because Tracy and I both liked the color, just really hated it for a more public space like the dining room kitchen area. So that room's going to get painted probably later on this week. Today it's actually going to be like 50 degrees out. So I'm going to work on getting stuff squared away in the back barn. So that way in the next few weeks or so, we potentially have everything squared away for the goats to be moved here. Once everything is squared away, that we have water here and we can move the animals here. We can't move ourselves until we can move our animals, which is just, it's very complicated. It's going to make a very exhausting day / weekend to be in the midst of moving everything and everyone. I assume that chickens are going to take several days for us to catch all of them, to move all of them, and some of them might just stay. I don't know. We have quite a few that are very feral. So if you're in the local area and you're looking for Bantam chickens, get a hold of us because we don't really necessarily need to move quite this many, and we have quite a lot. So definitely hit us up if you're looking for that. It's kind of stressful right now because we're kind of getting down to the wire because I have 3 goats that are pregnant and are due in the beginning of March. So it's one of those things of we're either going to be hitting it that we're moving pregnant goats, very, very extremely pregnant goats, or we're moving goats with very little babies. So today is top priority for me to get stalls created in the barn. So then that way everybody's safe to move in. So yeah, I am so excited. It is so freaking nice outside. Like as I was driving here today, I was like, oh my God, this is the earliest I'm getting to be here for quite some time. Like, cause my SUV is like 20 years old. When it's really cold, she does not like to run. So I've been having to wait until it gets close to like 15 degrees out in order to turn her on, in order to get her running and stuff. And it's a pain. So today I was able to get all the animal chores done early, get her loaded up, get unloaded, get everything just scooting extra early. So I'm just, this weather is just definitely enough to keep the momentum going, because as it was prior to today, I've been really like dragging ass, just being like, oh God, I'm so tired. I'm so worn out. It's a lot of work right now with how much snow we have here. Still, we can't park the SUV anywhere near the house. So I've been having to, the other day, I actually had to snowshoe all of the load with the sled down to the front barn to just keep unloading. And it's been exhausting. It's great. I'm grateful that we have all the snow because it makes it easier because the SUV is up on a hill, so we can just put stuff in the sled and then drag the sled down. But it's still really tiring, really taxing on the body to have to walk up the hill so many times, and just, it's tiring. I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. That's the best way to put it, is I'm just getting tired. So you guys can see the wire behind me here. I'm sure that somebody's probably like, oh, that's really sketchy how that is. It's secure up there. I'm super OCD when I do wiring, so in the junction boxes, everything is tight, everything is secure. Nothing's going to fall down, nothing's in danger of shocking anybody or anything of the sort like that. Once we get moved in here and get stuff squared away more and we don't need the baseboard heat, things are going to get changed how the wire is ran. I'm not going to necessarily disconnect all of it. I'm probably just going to shut the breaker off. And then how we're doing like a bulkhead on the other side of the kitchen, over there for the plumbing, and I'm going to make a decorative shelf. I'm going to do something similar over here, except for I'm not going to make an actual bulkhead. I'm just going to put a shelf there and then probably put something along the wall so I can just attach the wire to the wall better than what it is now. As it is now, I just put screws up and it's just like some of it is weaved in between the screws. I was going to make a joke with you guys and tell you guys I just shoved the screws right through the wire, but I figured somebody would not catch that I was being sarcastic and be like, oh my God, don't do that. But yeah. It is what it is. I'm really excited. So I'm going to, while I'm super energized, super excited, I'm going to actually work on making a path to get out to the back barn, start taking my tools out there, start taking measurements and figuring out what I'm doing and what the plan is going to be, and just getting it done. That's the name of the game today, is just getting it done. So anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.